Olivia from The Clear Cut, and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I want to dive really deep into all things diamonds because I think diamonds are probably one of the most misunderstood topics. There's lots of misinformation out there, and I'm here to clear it all up for you, from how they're formed, how they're mined, natural versus lab grown, and all of the issues surrounding diamonds. So let's get into it. I'll be covering topics like ESG, the kimberlite process, do diamonds even have any value, are they even rare, and the difference between lab and natural. Diamonds are one of the most incredible things that the earth has formed. They were formed over billions of years down in the earth's surface under super high temperature and high pressure environments. There are no new diamonds being formed, so that is one misconception, that diamonds are continually being formed. We are just going deeper into the earth to find those diamonds from billions of years ago. So how do we know where diamonds are in the earth? Well, because they come through these kimberlite pipes, people look for these kimberlite deposits to see where diamonds might be because they attach to these rocks. There have not been many new mines discovered in recent years. Two of the largest mines, one being the Argyle mine in Australia and another in Canada, were actually depleted in the last 2 years. So we are finding that soon we will run out of this natural diamond reserve, which shows you that they are rare and a finite resource. I recently had the opportunity to go to the Orapa mine in Botswana. This actually has 2 kimberlite pipes in it, and it is the largest diamond mine in the world. They estimate having this mine for another 30 years operating, and after that, that mine will be depleted. It's funny to think a lot of people think that diamonds come out of the ground already polished in their shapes as we see them, but that is not the case. There's a lot that goes into extracting them from the earth and getting them onto your finger. So they come out of the earth as rough diamonds. That's how we refer to them. They're kind of in this octahedral kind of shape, and they do not have the same sparkle or brilliance as a polished diamond does. Rough diamonds get sent to diamond manufacturers. Right now, some of the largest diamond manufacturers are going to be in India and in Israel. The rough diamonds are sent to get first planned. So you take the rough diamond and you put it in a sarin machine, which kind of does a 3D scan of the rough, and it shows you the different ways you can cut the diamond, what shapes are going to be the best for that particular rough stone, and how you're going to get the best value from that rough diamond. Once you kind of plan and figure out how many diamonds you're going to do from that rough, how large they're going to be, what shapes they are, what quality will they end up being, then they get to be cut and polished. They are cut and polished with a mixture between machines and humans doing that along the way to get your final finished diamond result, which is kind of how you guys have seen diamonds in their very sparkly, faceted end form. Once you have that loose, polished diamond, you send it to a gemological lab to get certified. The foremost authority in diamond grading is going to be the GIA, which is the Gemological Institute of America. They're the foremost authority in diamond grading and have the strictest standards. Once the diamond goes to the GIA, this is where it's going to get its grade. That's when we talk about the 4 C's. And the 4 C's are how the diamond is categorized and valued, which is going to be the carat, the cut, the color, and the clarity. Carat refers to how much the diamond physically weighs itself, and usually people associate a heavier carat with like a larger size diamond. Cut does not refer to the shape. It really is categorized for only round brilliant diamonds. So round brilliant diamonds are the most standardized in their cut. There's not a lot of subjectivity when it comes to a round brilliant, kind of is what it is. With other shapes like emerald cuts, ovals, cushion cuts, those are considered fancy shapes. They do not have a cut grade because there's more subjectivity in the stone. With round brilliants, the cut grade goes excellent, very good, good, fair, and poor, and it shows you how well the diamond is cut and how well proportioned it is. The color refers to how white the diamond material is. So the diamond color grade starts at D and ends at Z. With each step down in the alphabet, it gets a little bit more warmth in the stone. The most important thing when shopping for a diamond is that you don't want to have a diamond that faces up with too much warmth or too much yellow or brown undertone. Clarity is what refers to the inclusions in the diamond. So basically natural materials that get caught in the diamond during formation, like crystals. Each diamond is going to have its own set of inclusions, kind of like its own fingerprint. And then we usually grade by the number of the inclusions, the intensity of the inclusions, and the position of the inclusions to bucket into a certain category. Clarity grade scale starts at flawless, internally flawless. Then it goes to VVS 1 and 2, which is very, very slightly included, 1 and 2. VS 1 and 2, which is very slightly included, 1 and 2. SI1, SI2, slightly included, 1 and 2. And then finally, I1, I2, I3, which is included to the first, second, and third degree. Once your diamond is certified, it will come with its own physical certificate, and usually each diamond will get its own GIA number, so you can always track the diamond and match it to the certification and grade. Historically, when diamonds were first discovered, we didn't have the sophisticated mining operation, and we didn't have the standards and practices we do today. So a lot of it was mined alluvially, which is kind of like sifting through water and dirt and kind of picking out diamonds. And because there was less regulation, they were able to fund conflict, which is where we get the term blood diamonds, which is kind of stuck with us for a while, which is no longer the case, as it is probably one of the most regulated natural resources today. The reason why diamonds are probably one of the most regulated natural resources is because of customer demand. You know, the new generation really wants to know that when they are wearing a diamond, that it is ethically sourced, that it did not fund any conflict, and it is just good business to have. The Kimberley process guarantees that all diamonds coming to the US and going through the market are ethically sourced and did not fund conflict along the way. And I recently went to the Orapa mine in Botswana, one of the countries that mine a ton of diamonds. It was amazing to see the impact that the natural diamond industry has on building this country. The mine that we went to was a joint partnership with De Beers and the government of Botswana. For those of you who don't know, the government of Botswana actually owns 15% of all of De Beers, which is one of the largest mining companies. They have mines not only in Botswana, but they do in South Africa, Namibia, Canada. So that means from all of those countries, the industry's profits go directly back to the government and country of Botswana. The mining partnership in Botswana as a country is called Depswana, and that was operating the mine that we went to. That is a 50-50 joint partnership with the government of Botswana and De Beers. So that means all the profits that are mined in the country is split 50-50 between the private company and the government. It's amazing to see how they took the value of their own natural resources and gave it back to the community. When we were in Orapa, we learned that every single child in all of Botswana through graduate school has their entire education paid for. So no one ever had to worry about paying for school, going into debt, or not being able to further their career in education. And that's not only for schools in the country, that's for schools around the world. So if anyone wanted to go to college in the US or Canada, the government would fully pay for not only your education, but give you a living stipend as well. They also had state-of-the-art healthcare facilities, which are all paid for by the profits of the natural diamond mining industry, and a lot of state-of-the-art infrastructure. I feel like a lot of people do not know about how amazing natural diamonds are for these countries and how they've taken advantage of their own natural resources to further develop their education, infrastructure, healthcare, and even protecting their wildlife. When we perpetuate these stereotypes of blood diamonds or children miners, it's actually a very highly technical thing that a degree that you need to have to work on a diamond mine. We're perpetuating stereotypes of Africans that are actually holding these people back, and we're not furthering or empowering them in any sort of way. Now, this is how lab-grown diamonds are made. So there are two main ways to create a lab-grown diamond. There's chemical vapor deposition, which is CVD, which mainly uses methane gas. And then there's high pressure, high temperature, HPHT, and that uses a lot of coal and energy to replicate that natural occurring instance that happens over billions of years under the Earth's surface in the span of a few days in a lab. There are many companies and a lot of marketing campaigns that are promoting lab-grown diamonds as a more sustainable, more ethical version of the natural diamond. And there are a lot of misconceptions and misinformation around that. Natural diamonds were formed under the earth over billions of years under high pressure, high temperature. So lab-grown diamonds try to mimic this natural occurring phenomenon using coal in a high pressure, high temperature situation in a laboratory. So they actually end up emitting 3 times more carbon emissions than a natural diamond. So in the past 10 years, we've seen an emergence of the lab-grown diamond, which has been very hot, very trendy. When they first came out, it was highly technical and you were not able to really produce lab-grown diamonds at large scale, so they weren't that much less expensive than a natural diamond. However, in recent years, the technology to create a lab-grown diamond has gotten better and better. Over 60% are mass-produced in factories in China and India, and the price of lab-grown diamonds in the past 10 years has fallen dramatically, over 90%. On the flip side, as expected, natural diamonds, because they are a scarce and finite resource, have increased in price at a steady rate. I think it's interesting that many people don't know that there have been lab-grown synthetics and other gemstones like rubies, emeralds, and sapphires that came to market in the 1920s. The reason why we've decided to not work with lab-grown is because of the learnings of the other gemstones. There are synthetic lab-grown rubies, emeralds, and sapphires that have been in the market for over 100 years, and what ended up happening was when they first came to market, people were really terrified and scared that they would fully replace the natural gemstones that they were mimicking. But what actually happened was it became a completely separate product. Since they were so easy to manufacture, they became so inexpensive that now they're only found in really low quality jewelry or sub-fine jewelry, whereas it has not affected the market of natural colored stones, and they're just two completely separate products. I think that is what the future of lab-grown will hold. We're seeing the prices of natural go up and then becoming more of a rare and finite resource, while lab-grown is a mass manufactured akin to a fast fashion version of this, and the prices are just going down so much. Right now you can get an uncertified lab-grown diamond for about $8 a carat from India or China. The certification, usually, which is not GIA because it costs too much to GIA certify, is IGI, which is a slightly inferior gemological lab to GIA. Costs like $75, and that's really where most of the wholesale cost is coming from, is from the certificate. I do not see lab-grown diamonds as replacing natural diamonds. I see over time they will be complementary products and be completely different, just like the synthetic gemstones. Lab-grown diamonds are a great alternative to cubic zirconia or moissanite, things that do not look like real diamonds and were more simulants, not synthetics. We've already seen companies like Swarovski replace lab-grown diamonds with their glass, which I think is much better, and Pandora adopted over simulants. I see them more as complementary products than competitive products. We personally have launched a lab-grown travel ring program, which I think is a perfect use case for it. In the past, we've made dupe engagement rings for our clients so they could wear it while they were traveling or doing any activities that they didn't feel comfortable wearing their natural diamond engagement ring for, and we used to use cubic zirconia. But now the price of lab-grown is so low that we're able to create the travel rings with lab-grown diamonds, which obviously look like natural diamonds. They're much harder, they can stand up to a lot more wear, so when our clients travel or go somewhere where they don't want to wear their natural ring, they can wear their lab-grown travel ring, and I think that is a perfect use case for it. So if you're looking to make a purchase, just think about what you're buying. If you're buying a lab-grown diamond, just know they have zero inherent value. Do not get overcharged for it. We are seeing jewelers do 300, 500 times markup. Right now, they're probably going for around $100 to $300 per carat wholesale, so just keep that in mind. And just know when you purchase it that there's going to be no resale value. Just like if you buy a dress from Zara, you're not really gonna get anything on the resale market for it, and that's okay. If you wear it and you love it and you enjoy it, that's great. Natural diamonds have been retaining their value. They've gone up in value since 2019, and they will always have an inherent value for resale, and there will always be a resale market for it. So they are going to be more expensive, but just keep that in mind that you can pass them down and they will hold their worth. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any questions, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and you can follow us on other social channels down here. Thanks, bye.